Hello, ladies, and tonight I would like to talk with you about what I feel like is a really important topic, and that is how to balance your immune system when you have an autoimmune condition. So, when you have an autoimmune condition, there are a lot of different factors that go into play, but one of the things that goes into play is that it can make your immune system a little weaker and can make it a little bit more challenging for you to make sure that you have a balanced and healthy immune system. And if there's anything that we've learned in this last year, it's got to be that the importance of having a strong immune system is really important. And I know for me personally, one of the warning signs in the early days of the fact that I was getting an autoimmune condition or that I had one was that I actually would get sick pretty frequently. And if I was exposed to really any kind of bacterial infection or virus, I pretty much almost was more or less a guarantee that I would catch it. And fortunately, I've been able to fix that in the last little bit so that that's actually no longer really a huge concern for me. And so these are just some of the things that I have done to help balance my immune system while having an autoimmune condition, and things that I feel like you can do too to help increase your health of your immune system. So the first thing is taking high dose vitamin D. And this is something that I do. So if I start getting sniffles or start feeling like maybe I've been exposed, maybe I'm coming down with something, I start taking immediately a really high dose vitamin D. And typically it's about well, actually it's more than that. It's more like about 50,000 megs a couple times a day for about 5 days. And then I also take about 5,000 megs of extra vitamin D every day, pretty much. And this is actually something that my functional medicine doctors actually told me to take, and I actually had some blood tests done that said I actually run deficient in vitamin D, so it's really important. And then also making sure that you get outside and get proper sun and get some fresh air, that kind of thing is always really good as well. And then also zinc can actually really help with your immune system too. So, zinc has been making its rounds as, being touted as a natural thing that you can use to help with, the virus that's been going around. But the reality is that taking zinc on a daily or almost daily basis can actually help you have a really strong and balanced immune system as well. Then the other thing is vitamin C, of course, as well. And I personally don't take vitamin C on a daily basis as a supplement, but I do take it if I start, coming down with something. But I also make sure that I get plenty of fruits and vegetables that contain high amounts of vitamin C so that I am naturally consuming enough vitamin C. The other thing I do is I also use a variety of different essential oils to help with a healthy immune system. Some of the main ones that I like to use on a regular basis include peppermint, clove, cinnamon, lavender. Those are some of the best ones. Also, I like to use turmeric and copaiba essential oil. And, this isn't really a video specifically on essential oils, but if you have other questions about how essential oils can help your immune system, I actually have done some other videos and training specifically on that topic, and you can reach out and let me know, and I'd be happy to share those with you. The other thing is also getting enough prebiotics and probiotics. So these are both things that you can take as a supplement, and they're also things that you can get in food as well. And personally, I like to take the supplements every day of prebiotics and probiotics, but I also like to try and have foods. So example of the foods would be fermented things. So things like kimchi, pickles, uh, also like kombucha as a drink, and anything that you ferment will have like some of those natural probiotics. Also, you can also do things like now I'm trying to remember what it's called. I've just totally spaced it. But anyhow, there are other kinds of drinks and things that you can get that contain probiotic foods and things. There's yogurts that are have probiotics. However, with those, you have to be really careful because if there's too much sugar in the yogurt, it will kill off the probiotics. And then you also don't really, in most cases, want to be having dairy-based yogurts. You want to have more like a coconut yogurt or an almond yogurt that has some probiotics added to it. So those are some different things that you can do as far as food-wise for prebiotics and probiotics. But for most people, it's going to be a good idea to take them as a supplement as well, just to make sure you get enough. And this helps with a lot of your gut health, your digestive health, which if you have an autoimmune condition, you have by default some digestive health challenges as well. Okay, so then garlic is also a really good thing to be taking on a daily basis, and you can take it as a supplement, and I take it as a supplement when I come down with something, but I also will use garlic quite a bit in cooking. So, I'll add it to like soups or vegetable stir fries or like along with my baked potatoes or my fish or chicken and whatever. I'm always using garlic along with, like a little bit of salt or pepper or other things, and find that it adds a lot of really good flavor in addition to being really good for your immune system. And the other thing is to not do any gluten. And this literally means none at all. If you have an autoimmune condition, you really shouldn't be eating gluten. And, some traditional doctors will write it off as not really being that important. But the reality is that it really is. And it really can and does, in part, weaken your immune system and cause digestive and gut issues if you have an autoimmune condition. So you really don't want to be eating gluten at all. And then I say limited dairy, and the reason I say limited dairy is that you really need to be really careful, and some of you may be able to handle a little more than others. I personally find that I can handle butter just fine, especially I like to get like the Kerrygold grass-fed butter, and that tends to work pretty good for me. But I really don't do well with like cheese and ice cream and sour cream and cottage cheese and other forms of dairy, so I have to be really, really careful there. And then, and then of course I don't actually drink regular milk. I only do dairy-free milks and cook with dairy-free milk, that kind of thing, and then not doing any sugar. This is a really tough one, and I'm the first to admit that I still occasionally have a little sugar, but I'm really working hard on avoiding it and trying to just use natural sweeteners like stevia, monk fruit, coconut sugar, that kind of thing, and really just trying to not do sugar. And, working towards totally giving it up, but, it's one of those things that you have to work towards because it's just really hard to completely give it up all the time. But anyhow, if you do a lot of those things, and then of course you get some adequate exercise, sunlight, those kind of things, and do what you can to try to limit your stress levels as well, then these things can all work together to help you have a healthy and balanced immune system, regardless of having any kind of autoimmune condition. And I am living proof that you can do it. Like I said, one of the early signs of an autoimmune condition back when I first started having some challenges was that I would get sick anytime I was exposed to anything pretty much. And now I pretty much almost never get sick. I do occasionally get sick, but it really doesn't happen very often. So, I am proof that you can develop a more balanced and healthy immune system if you work at it. And if you would like to schedule a free consultation with me to learn how I can assist you, I will include the link with this video, or you can reach out and send me a message, and I would be happy to chat. So take care, thanks for watching, and have a good day.